Mathare Slum is one of the oldest slums in Africa. It is a home for over 500,000 people, with approximate 50% being youth. Because of both population and housing congestion, survival has been described as a daily battle for the residents. People work hard to earn a living. Pupils go to nearby community libraries to brighten their future when sent home for fees, and willing foreigners help make the slum look better.
Nadonjo Mathare ka pira boro gadek ka Mathare Slum pwani nene podo koger utegi ne utegi na kaka ute mineno mamoko ka emne kaka ka enigo to pira boro gadek no ndara bene onge choche bene onge ne wan gugi miluongo na adhara ni en kama chuo nyuongo kono pielo koni mon pielo koni kaka ne gipielo to
when it reached night and one felt like responding to call of nature, the Mathare resident defecated in milk packets and threw them on rooftops, commonly known as flying toilets.
Lakini kano chopo higa maru piero chiko gauchiel nochaku tumo registration mar Amani Housing Trust. Amani Housing Trust a project mogero kai.
The rooftops are evidence enough to support what she says. Hygiene standards have also improved.
Thank you very much, everybody. My name is Patrick Lumumba, the principal of Mercy Care Center from 1998. Mercy Care Center is a school that is found in the slum of Mathare, and this school is there to achieve three purposes. First of all, to give quality education to the needy peoples in the slum. The second part is to give up the moral upbringing of the peoples in the slum, and finally to give a midday meal. Because we realize that generally people in the slum have very few foods, if any, in where they are coming from.
School bende ber nitie feeding program. To feeding program no jok ma yuto gin piny kaka wan kama. Koro nyithindo chiemo school. Sama nyathi ochiemo school koduogo tanyalo nyudo ne kata mana nyuka to madho nikech school kuchande chiemo mochamo gin chiemo mag nutrition makelo balanced diet.
What about potentials and challenges, sir?
The children have got a lot of potentials because most of them are very good in sports, and they can be able to work out any kind of sport and become any kind of footballer if they chose to. What they lack is the playing field. And if we had the playing field, if we had the facilities, equipment, like footballs and what have you, then the child obviously will become like any other good child that is found anywhere else.
What makes other youths to drop out of school and drop in a secondary or speak a secondary because hii inawarudisha chini. Some of them wame drop out of school because of interfeded, wengine pia wako kwa bad companies, wame join bad companies. Others wame drop out because of niseme due to lack of food, wanaenda kutafuta chakula so that wanaweza feed nao watoto wamewachwa. Wengine pia ni orphans, sasa waezi endelea na education. Sasa in this area most of youths wame drop out of school. So the level of education is low.
It is true that people say that the level of education is very low, but it is not true in our case, since from our first initial thinking is that we have to give quality education within the slum. Now we have found that it is the slum feeling of these children that marginalizes them. But if you give them an opportunity and expose them, obviously they are going to produce good grades like any other school in the country.
Despite the low education service notion, has there been a change?
If you compare with some years back, okay, there's a difference. different people. Okay, nowadays some youths wanaenda shule, some of them okay due to free education, wengine wanaenda ambako wanamaliza.
We visited Benjo's Academy, and this is how they gather in assembly ground to begin their day. Their challenge as a school is evident right as you approach their classroom. The whole. As the teacher teaches, some lose concentration on the whole. And what about learning environment?
Well, the learning environment is not what a professional educationist would describe as a very good environment. But environment is what you create yourself. Once the children come, the most important thing is that they must be disciplined. Concentrate on what they are doing. And once they concentrate, obviously they are able to produce the result through their own discipline. It is that discipline that is carried to the society, and so the society around also permeates around that discipline and makes the whole thing very interesting.
If you have never come to slums because of unknown reasons, listen.
Kwa security, siwezi sema security si mzuri vile, because kuna lack of jobs kwa youths, ndio maana security sio mzuri. Unapata most of ladies wanaenda kumarika cause mtu ana pesa, anaona kitu anaweza fanya kuna.
Very seriously speaking, we don't have any of those theories like theft, violence and all these kind of thing in a slum. Those are creations.
I always were with local people or with other Italians, so I never had problems. I went in Corvoce in Kibera 3 years ago. This year is the first time I'm in Mathare. I never had problems.
I really think that Mathare is a paradise because never in my life I see children go alone in the way without the parents. The town where I live in Italy, we can't leave the children alone to walk in the road without a problem.
As far as security is concerned, what comes to your mind on seeing small-scale business among others performing in slums?
Well, when I came here, it is the case of Bethlehem that nothing can come from Bethlehem. It was in my mind, but immediately I settled down here in the slum for many years ago from 1998. I realized one thing, there is a lot of potentials. So I harness the potential so that I can be able to get the best out of the children of the slums. Now we have educated so many students, some getting very attractive marks, that they have gone to very wonderful secondary schools and all this kind of a thing. And some of them have been able to become very talented people in various fields of professions, let's say. We've got, well, I don't need to mention, think of any profession, and there has been a student that has come from Mathare to join those lucrative professions.
In Huruma, upgraded part of Mathare Slum, there exists a hair and beauty college, Doctrines. It helps young ladies from school get salon skills with which they can use to earn a living. Most of them with whom have faced challenges like.
Then another one is about most of them unapata mzazi amekufa, mzazi akishakufa watoto wamebaki almost 6 na hakuna mzazi. So what will happen, kitafanyika tutapata mwingine ataenda aanze kufanya biashara zingine mbaya ine na anaharibu maisha nini.
What does their principal say?
Watu wengi wametuchukulia kwa ubaya, ati sisi hatujiwezi. Hata ukisema mahali umetoka Mathare mtu anastuka. But nimekaa na hao wasichana for a time, nimeona wakipewa skill wanaweza kujikimu kimaisha.
Okay, biashara mbaya ni moja. Hapa tuko na mbudhia, inaitwa mbudhia. Ingine hiyo mbudhia kitu inafanyikanga huko ni ladies wanauza mwili kama hiyo. Siku hizi watu wazee wanatumia young ladies through money. Anataka kutumia juu ya pesa. Na unajua pesa ndio watu wanatafuta, mtu akishaona pesa anaenda anamuendea.
How is Doctrines of help to the young ladies?
Doctrines sahi iko na 5 years nikifanya hii kazi, na kulingana na kazi yangu, pembe za Nairobi zimetutambua. Wale wanabiashara wenye wako na masalon huwa wanakuja hapa, wanaitisha wafanyakazi na huwa nawapea wasichana wa kazi.
And what does she say about crime?
Crime imereduce, si kama kitambo, kwa sababu saa hii unajua nowadays wasichana ni waizi pia. Sasa unapata saa hii tukiwapea skills kama hii, mtu anaenda anafanya kazi, unapata ako busy, hawezi fanya crime yoyote. So crime imereduce.
If you have never had a clear information of what kind of people live in slum, here is a piece of advice for you.
My advice to the people who still think that the slum is where thieves are, the slum has got a lot of ignorance. They just want to maintain the status quo. Otherwise, the slum has moved from what it used to be, that is associated with anything bad, and today it is competing among the equals. Whether you are living in Lavington, whether you are living in Klelechwa, or you are living in Mathare, you know you are a human being, and as a human being you are expected to behave yourself. The norms of the human being is that you must not steal, you must not be ignorant, because you have to be informed about your constitution. Otherwise your government is going to mess up with you. You are one of the voters like people in Lavington and all this kind of a thing. So I must say clearly that the slum is a place where there is no violence, I can say. But the status quo of the people in the mind could be stuck. And if it is stuck, you better change now.
I think that there are some places in slums that are not safe, but if you are with local people, they can tell you, don't go there alone because you are not safe. But for example, here we are completely safe, no problem. So you can come, you can work with the people, they can understand how to work, how to build things, how to improve their lives, and helping each other. It's a growth not only for the local people but also for the foreign people who come and try to help the other one.
Advice to our local youth.
Tuko na leaders. Mtu anaweza enda kwa leader wake mwenye alichagua na mwambie mimi niko hivi na hivi na sina kazi na nafanya hivi, nataka hivi na hivi na ndio niendelee na maisha. I think we should wake up. We should wake up na tutafute kazi iko. Yeah. Stop this ignorance ya kukaa.
Mimi naweza waambia ni vizuri waangalie skill yoyote ile wanapenda. Si hata kushuka nywele peke yake. Kuna hata dressmaking. Kama ni boys kuna mechanic, kuna wiring, kuna kazi mingi za mkono. Mtu ajaribu afanye kazi yake ya mkono, kwa hakika itaingiza income kwa maisha yake.
I don't think mainly to require a person from outside to come and help us.
Some people maybe are waiting, but I see also a lot of people working hard.
Kitu inaweza fanywa so that tukue na hiyo challenge tusikuwe nayo. I think tukirudi mambo na councillor, the work of councillor anafaa kuemploy youth. This job is za kufagia barabara ama kufanya nini so that watu waache kuwa idle. Ndio maana nafanya wanaiba, wanafanya nini hivi na hivi, unaona?
What it requires is an opportunity which we can create ourselves. And I have seen, because I have been one of the teachers that have taught the topmost school, like Makini, and I've taught in international schools. Now, if I compare what we used to do in Makini and international school, you carry the same kind of thinking and you bring it in the valley, and the result is wonderful. It was the idea that evolution has taken place, yes, and it did not take place to some people only, it also took place to those people that are in the slum.
Government has a role to play in helping to build the slum. How can the government help in contribution to building the slum?
Very good. Thank you very much. I'm looking at this camera straight and telling the government of Kenya, if you want to invest here, first of all, do not describe a slum as a non-formal settlement. Know that there are human beings, there are Kenyans that are living here, that have got feelings, that also want to enjoy life the way any other Kenyan is enjoying. Now once you remove that kind of thinking mindset, then you can come in. We need roads, we need toilets, we need schools that are wonderfully built and greatly.
Hizo shida ambazo tunasema tuko nazo sio shida ambazo zilizaliwa mwaka uliopita, ni shida ambazo zimekuweko.
A school like Mathare has stepped in to try and pick the needy children and try to help them. Where is somebody that can be able to help them?
Let us work together to hii program ya slum upgrading, kwa sababu hakuna mtu mwingine atajenga Mathare, ni nyinyi wakaaji wa Mathare ambaye mtajenga Mathare, na ni jukumu letu kama serikali tuwasaidie tubadilishe hii Mathare huruma, tuweze kuwa na mahospitali ndio wakina mama wasiwe wanatembea mbali, tuweze kufanya facelift ya hii Mathare. It is the resident of Mathare who knows where the answers for Mathare lie. So we need to work with you together to make this area a great part of this republic.